Hello everybody, and welcome to this first episode of Fallout 4, Alien Blaster Only. We start off here with me making the character's face. So yeah, Alien Blaster Only. So this challenge revolves around the Alien Blaster weapon. This weapon is obtained from the alien. And this alien falls from the sky at level 20. So I have to bridge the gap from level 1 to level 20 without killing any hostiles. And then from level 20 to level 41, I have to use only the 350 bullets that the alien has on him. Yeah, so the alien has only that many bullets, and so that many bullets has to go through all the quests that I'll be doing. Now, I might have talked about this in previous streams about how in Skyrim, if you were to try to go through the game without killing anything, you can't, because the very final boss won't actually die unless the player performs the last hit. And so a person doing that challenge could go around it by saying, I'll be doing 0 kills, but I'll throw 1 punch.
Yeah, I like that.
And that's what's going to happen here. Although this character will technically go through the game with only the Alien Blaster, there is one place where she will have to throw a few punches. And if you've been listening, you might have a little inkling about what that one place will be. If you don't, I'll probably say right now, because it's not that much of a spoiler. It's the alien itself. So yeah, right here I'm about to put down my special stats. And I'm also about to name myself the Venetian, something like that. I should have called myself the Cytherean, because that means the same thing, but it sounds a lot better. But there we go, we have a Venetian. 3 strength for armorer, 10 endurance for health, 3 charisma for lone wanderer, 5 int for science, 2 agility for sneak, and then 4 luck for idiot savant. Where there's shortfalls, I'll either be getting the bobblehead or getting the special book. So yeah, onto the 1 punch thing. Yeah,
it's peace of mind.
The Venetian will have to
no price is too high.
kill the alien to get the gun.
We need to get to the vault now.
If you've played this before, you'll already know that, and this will also be shown in the episode where I do get the gun. But I do try to see if it is possible to pickpocket the alien. Now, I never get the perks that would let me actually pickpocket the gun in theory. But if I could get the inventory open, that means that I could hypothetically pickpocket the gun out, but that's actually isn't possible.
We need to get in.
The pickpockets, the pickpockets thing doesn't actually come up.
What's gonna happen to all those people out
So
Step on the platform in the
so yeah, there's that. So the only way to get the alien killed without me killing it would be to do some
He's fine. We're gonna be okay.
weird stuff,
I
basically.
love you. Oh my god!
Which, as it occurs to me now, there's a few ways in which I could do it. But
Hold
those ways I don't actually really like to do. For example, just a few moments ago, I did think about the possibility of using Ricochet. You know, the alien shoots me, the bullet bounces back, and the alien gets killed. Technically, the alien got killed by the alien blaster, so I'd still be good, right? Right? Well, no. See, the thing is, that Ricochet would then stay with me for the rest of the game. And it would then kill other enemies in other dungeons and whatnot. And so, in that case, it would not be alien blaster only. So that's one option. Technically, I could also bring like a person in there, but the easiest person to get into there is Travis. And while I could get Travis in there and then have him return to Beantown Brewery and have all that get completed, it didn't seem right to get the alien blaster with Travis. Doing it myself is harder, and it, in the end, is more. It led to better footage. And I mean, isn't that the main thing? That the footage is good? Probably not, but you know, considering the lengths that I go to actually have this challenge be legit, the challenge actually being legit is about as important as a thing. But anyway, I like, while a non-attached friendly, like any friendly that isn't following me, I probably couldn't get into the cave, and then any hostile that follows me into the cave might not necessarily attack the alien. It might just attack me. And you know, the idea of luring a hostile enemy into the cave doesn't sound like a fun idea. But also, I could, in theory, maybe lure the alien out, and then lure it, say, to Beantown Brewery, or I could lure it to Oberland Station. But that presupposes that the alien actually follows me out of the load zone and doesn't actually stay in the cave. So the thing to do is basically to bite the bullet, I mean, and accept the fact that I'll have to throw the 3 punches to kill the alien to get the blaster. So now that I'm out of the vault, you'll also have noticed that I cut out a lot of the cutscenes, and like they're basically cutscenes, but I cut out the part where you walk through the vault to get to the pod. I cut out the cutscene with Kellogg and all that other stuff. So this is just preliminary scrapping that I normally do. I do this here to build one bed to sleep in. If I mess with a Minutemen thing, like rescuing Preston, killing the Deathclaw and all that, then I also build 5 other more beds so that I can then complete the quest for them. But I don't hear. With regards to quests that require killing enemies, this challenge will be quite lean. And I say that, but I also plan on doing the railroad ending. So, I mean, if I really, really wanted to kill as few enemies as possible, then I would then I would do the Minutemen ending. Because then I just need to kill a few people in Vault 114, Kellogg, the Corsair, and that's about it. literally about it. Oh, and the dudes in the dudes in the Museum of Freedom, and also any hostiles associated with any settlements, like the main dude in Corvega, for example. So it does seem to be approximately even, but the hostiles involved with the railroad are more in predictable locations. Like, I don't have to worry about completing any raiding quests, random quests, anything like that. But also the part where this character will really have to kill some hostiles, those hostiles will also be harder. There will be Brotherhood soldiers and quite a few Brotherhood knights in power armor. So from that alone, I may or may not have enough ammo for the whole thing. But if that's the case, then I'll have to think of some way to get from level, say, 25, 30 to level 41. Which is more XP than getting from like level 10 to 20-ish. Like, that's just the way that is. It's more XP, so it would require more stuff. But there's also more things I could do. Like, if I'm at a higher level, a lot of quests, which doing them involves dodging enemies, something like that, would be a lot easier to do in power armor that is a lot better. So, for example, at level 28, I can get XO1, and by that point, I am not going to be easy to be killed by enemies. They'll have a tough time.
Thanks for your help, Cop.
And then quests like retrieving the hallucinogen things, for example, would be quite easy to do. Quests like what's it called? Yeah, quests like the Cabot House quests, right? The first one has you going up to Parsons, you have to kill the main raider, pick up the thing off them, and then leave, right? And if I really, really wanted to complete that quest without killing any, without shooting the gun, then I could go to the nearby Lynn Park, place, whatever. Alert the Deathclaws, have them follow me to the raiders, have them kill the lead guy, have me pick up the item, and then have me run away, and then I'm done. And then the second one is basically just passing speech checks, talking to people, stuff that isn't too difficult to conceptualize, completing without killing or shooting. Also, my character can do and will do the Covenant quest. To do it without killing anything, you basically have to do the at least without killing anything and without power armor, you have to do a speech check and then side with Covenant. But that'll be shown later. Also, a fair few settlements can be obtained without firing shots, depending on how lucky I am. So, for example, I could, in theory, get Taffington Boathouse without firing a single bullet. I do so by luring all the bugs over to Covenant. Also, for example, I could get what's it called? Sunshine Tidings? Yeah. I could get Sunshine Tidings by getting really lucky and having other hostiles spawn nearby, lure the ghouls over to those hostiles, have the hostiles shoot the ghouls, bingo bango, settlement is mine. But yeah, other than that, also, I could get Abernathy Farm by running through USAF Olivia. That would be a thing I could do. You know, just run in, get the locket, run out, and Bob is my uncle. But yeah, so the main settlements I could get are this one, Red Rocket, Abernathy Farm in the later game, and that's about it. Unless I rescue the Minutemen, I won't be getting the castle. And the other settlements either require me to do that quest, which involves killing, or it requires that I do their, like, to kill all the enemies there. Like, for example, Crap Manor. So, other than that, the other option that I have is to get lucky with the actual quests that they give me. And there are two quests, like two specific Radiant-ish quests that they can give me to get their settlements, that will then allow me to get their settlements without killing any enemies. First one is if... Actually, no. They're both the same one. It's if somebody there gets kidnapped. I can either pay the ransom, or instead of paying the ransom, I can go and rescue the person, because I think that doesn't require you to kill anybody. You just need to let them out, but I'm not sure about that. But paying the ransom definitely does get you the settlements, and it gets you the settlement immediately. You don't even have to wait for the settler to come back. But that is fairly rare, and it's not uncommon to go to every single settlement and have that not come up. And since the way that the game would decide whether or not to do that quest is a little bit weird, I'll not worry about trying for that. So yeah, still scrapping. What else? Like, there is a lot of scrapping here. But this does... I think this is one of the vaguely shorter episodes. Yeah, so it's like... I think I might be about to finish. Yeah, no. No, there's this house, my prior house. But yeah, I'm vaguely close to finishing with all the scrapping here, and then I think I go to Red Rocket and end the episode there. But I don't quite remember. Well, that was a... Actually, I could talk about what's going on right now with regards to streaming, I suppose. So by the time that you're watching this, I will have finished the challenge. But as of recording, I am in the process of streaming Fallout 4 The Flaming Chef, and I have gotten to about the point where I go through the mass fusion, the mass fusion quest. No, the kill the railroad quest. That's the one, the railroad thingy. And so in that, while you know, I very briefly touch on like the actual health of the stream and the like how well the stream is going with regards to the audience size. And while it is common advice that even I would give to not worry too much about how big your audience is, my experience with it is to some extent that it is somewhat of a learning experience. If I do a whole stream, I do a fun challenge and a lot of crazy stuff happens and then nobody sees it. And there was basically two things like really affecting my the stream. One of them wasn't my internet, which recently got upgraded. Like previously I was barely capable of doing a 360p stream, and sometimes my internet wouldn't even allow me to do that. But now I've bumped it up to 540p, but I'm keeping it at 540p standard rather than 540p high, just so that it allows for a bigger audience over here, because not many people over in this country have good internet. So the easier it is for them to watch, the better. Oh yeah, their dog meter's blocking me from going through, which is annoying. So the other thing was the actual streaming times. So right now I stream I stream between about 10 to about 1, and that's over here, that's probably the worst possible time where you could stream, right? Because basically there's like a certain time of the day where that's like ideal for watching a stream, and it's generally between about 5 PM to about midnight. And if you translate 10 AM to 1 PM to those ideal times, you find that the times that I stream is ideal for audiences between New Zealand and just barely the west coast of the US. Right? In other words, the Pacific Ocean. And if you don't make it a habit of looking at world maps, or you don't know geography that much, the Pacific Ocean is a very big ocean. There's not many people there. Sure, there's plenty of islands and countries like Vanuatu, Fiji, etc. There's Hawaii. But compared with mainland US, compared with Australia, compared with Europe, there's not that many people. So basically, I reckon another thing that would help with my streaming would be to find a way to stream at later times. Now, the way in which I could do that is basically the thing that normally prevents me from doing that is that the PS4 mic picks up the background noise, and so the stream and the VODs would contain a lot of the background noise and stuff, like the background noise of the TV being on, which is like not on for my benefit. It's anyway, the microphone that I'm using right now doesn't actually pick up that as much. If I were to be very silent for a little bit, then it would be fairly difficult to hear it, and you wouldn't actually be able to hear what's going on. You know, the only thing you would know by listening is that there is a TV on. It would be very difficult to hear what's actually being said, especially if you're used to, like, if your ears are used to listening to my voice. Going from that to from that to whatever is means that while I'm speaking, this isn't actually noticeable. But if I'm silent for too long, then you might hear. So I just hang around here to get the out of time quest completed, and then get this quest to swim in water easily. So yeah, the trouble with using this microphone for streaming off the PS4 is that the PS4 doesn't actually support the hardware, like the physical ports used, like the physical plug types, I guess you could say. Like the microphone here is basically a 5mm mono plug. At least I think it's mono. But I connect it to my PC via a karaoke machine, which basically outputs it into a 3.5mm stereo plug, basically. You know, the same one that you used to use for your headphones. But now what people use for their headphones is, you know, in like mobile stuff, or the plug used in the PS4 controller. That's, what is it? That's still 3.5mm, but now instead of TRS, it is now TRRS. In other words, while the plug that goes into my PC has 2 channels, the plug that goes into the PS4 controller has 3. So it means I will need to get some adapter, and you know, even the sort of adapter that would be used wouldn't actually work for it, because it would then take the output of the karaoke machine and then wire it into the output of the audio from the controller, and then there will be a short and sparks and fire and bad stuff. So I would have to think of some other solution. But it looks like I'm getting vaguely close to the end of the stream. I think... what do I do? Yeah, I think I just build a toolbox, put some stuff in it, and call it, and it's just finish the episode there. So if you've been with me so far, thanks for watching. There are probably, by the time of episode 8, this will be quite a bit more interesting, but, you know, to get to that point, there's some preliminary stuff that has to happen, and this preliminary stuff does take a while and needs a lot of slow stuff to complete. So yeah, and I'll also go into more detail about possible solutions to my to the stream times in probably tomorrow's episode, if I think about doing it for that episode. So yeah, that's basically it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in tomorrow's episode.